This is Greg Gallagher with G3 Investors. Welcome to the April Fool's trading session. Okay, the market's in sell-off mode. We've got we're almost down, getting close to 5% on the major indexes, and we're down 7 we're down 7 on the Russell 2000. Okay, so what did we do? Well, we had this hasn't been updated. This part hasn't, but we did sell the SQs this morning at that we carried over 250 shares. 1860 was our position. We sold at 2067 for a $518 gain. And to start out the day, we took 2 new positions, got in SQ again at 2080 based on our rules for day trading, that one, and then they triggered the position for TWM at 2150. We were lucky to get in at 2140. So let's take a look at how those things are doing right now. There's the indexes. As you can see, they're well off. So not much change there. Let's go to our G3 model 2. There we are. Yeah, so we're up $1,100 here. Now, if as I explained okay, let's look at the SQ here. Try to make this a little bit bigger. I don't know if this works or not, but yeah, it's better, a little bit better. This is the SQs. Okay, and we carried over a position, and we sold this morning at 2067. It went back down here, and then we got right back in at 2080. I think it got in at that bar right there. It's just going bonkers. Now, more than likely, I'll do the same thing I did yesterday, which was I'll sell half the position and keep half overnight because things aren't looking good in the market. When you're down 5%, it's not a good day. Let's look at TWM. Okay, there. Yeah, it triggered here this morning, but I don't like to buy something new in the first hour. I kind of wait, and that ended up paying off. So I got in at 2140, right in here, right there, I think it was. And hey, we're looking good. I will not hold this one over. I'll probably just take the gain at the end of the day, or if it hits this 2209, I probably got my stop moved to 22. So I'll just stop out of it. Something interesting did happen today. An old friend of mine, high school buddy, genius, chemical engineer from Ohio State University, did it in 4 years instead of 5, graduated number 1 in his class, went to Harvard, got an MBA, graduated number 2 in that, did it in like a year as a 2-year program. He worked for a chemical company, big chemical company, and progressed. And he was in his early 30s, and he said, either make me president of the company or I'm leaving. And they said, well, you're vice president, and that's it. He left, went and formed his hedge fund company, and he's in the top 50 in the hedge fund world. And I texted him last night and said, well, how you doing how's you and your family doing on the coronavirus? This, by the way, is a heat map of the S&P 500. And then I said, how you doing in this market environment? And I was surprised he called me back today, and we talked and reminisced about old times. He reminisced, I listened. He is a really brilliant guy. He agrees with a lot of what I think is the thinking. He thinks the coronavirus is way overblown, and he doesn't understand what the elites are trying to do. Why the media and the whole country is just, the whole world just went nuts over this thing. I mean, it's a bad virus. Don't get me wrong, folks, but it's not going to kill 200,000 people, in my opinion or in his opinion. And I'll get to that in a minute. But man, this is just one ugly day. I mean, I tell you, there isn't much to hold out to here. What is that? Newmont Mining. Have no idea, but that's weird. That is certainly weird. Well, let's go back up here. let's go to our results. We got another guy signed up. We've only done this patron thing for 22 days, and we got really good. And then we got a new patron today, Marvin C. I'll be sending him out a shout out. And let's see, 31.3, 1.5. That should say this week. That was. I didn't change that, so that's for the week. And we're crushing it. We are crushing it. No, what he talked about, he agrees with me that this is bullshit. Bullshit on the China deal. And he thinks this is just the serious cases. He's saying like, this is well over 1 million, so that means that this ratio is much lower than this 2.2 that I'm showing on here. This is whoever Worldometer is, the part of the World Health Organization, and guess who sponsors them? Who the bigger sponsor is? China. Yeah. Oh boy. They don't even. You know who the country that did the best on this in the entire world? I don't have them on here because they don't track them. Taiwan. How's Taiwan? Well, they had 0 deaths from it. How's that possible? Well, when their insiders, their spies, found out that China had it in Wuhan, they shut their country down to China in 3 days. They got nothing. It doesn't travel through the air. People are panicked over this thing. And hey, if we end up at 100,000 dead in this country over this thing, I will be shocked. I really will. Now, can we get to that number? Maybe. But it'll be a whole hell of a lot of cases than this, okay, before we get there. And it'll be because, look at Governor Cuomo there, the New York governor. Isn't he a smart dude? He gets these respirators and he puts them in his inventory. And then he doesn't allow the doctors to give him the pronounce this, the hydroxychloroquine stuff that stops it all. It's just ridiculous. And they'll fight Donald Trump all the way. Everybody and all the power brokers they hate the guy because he's making them look bad. What in the hell can you tell me that any Democrat has done for this country in the last 30 years? I mean, seriously, I'm not joking. Bill Clinton, he had a great presidency, but he didn't do it. Newt Gingrich did. He agreed with Newt. He changed his, if they would have had Hillary care and all that stuff, but people don't listen to history. They don't look at what happens. It just drives me insane. But hey, and he agrees with me that this virus here, the swine flu, was much worse than this one. And it really wasn't that bad. But we didn't shut the country down. Okay. Joe Biden was off in China and whatever the Ukraine collecting his money, and Obama and Hillary Clinton was working on her foundation, and who knows what Obama got away with. Nobody will know. But this one here was really bad, but we didn't shut the country down. So why are we shutting the country down now? Well, we talked about that, and he said the risk aversion that people have today is nuts. It's crazy. And I asked him, and he can't tell me a lot, but I said, how do you recover from something like this? And he says, you try to hedge, and you just have to wade your way through it, and you sit on your drawdowns. And thank God I'm a country boy who can just trade, and I don't have to worry about this game because I would be nuts. Greg Gallagher with G3 Investors, and you know the drill. Good luck and good trading.